In this lecture, I am going to create add comment API endpoint for a blog in Node.js. We need a Mongoose collection to store comment data for each blog. So I'll create a new model for our blog comment collection. Let's create a new file inside our models folder called blogcomment.model.js. And I already prepared some code for our blog comment model. Inside our blog comments collection, there will be comment field of type string, blog underscore id field of type mongoose schema types object id, and this will be the reference to the underscore id field of our blogs collection. And there will be user underscore id field of types mongoose schema types object id, and this will be the reference to the underscore id field of our users collection. Save this file, and you can create your blog comment API endpoint inside your blog.out.js file. But I am not going to create our blog comment API inside this file. I'll create a separate route file for our blog comment API endpoints. Let's create a new file inside our routes folder called blogcomment.out.js, and then let's import our blog comment out to our main route file. Let's use our blog comment route to our Express app, and I'm going to provide /blogs before every blog comment routes. Now let's open our blog comment.out.js file, and I'll take the code from our blog route file and I will paste inside our blog comment.out.js file. Let's remove this routes from here, and then let's create API endpoint to add a comment for the blog. Route method will be post, and URL will be our base URL /blog id as a route parameter /comments/create. And this API endpoint should be protected. That's why I'm adding auth middler to protect this endpoint, so that an user need to provide API token through authorization header to add a comment. And it will execute block comment controller's create method. We don't have any controller called block comment controller, so let's create a new controller inside this controllers folder, and the file name will be blockcomment.controller.js. Let's export a method called create from here. Let's get request and response as a parameter to this method, and for now I'll return a JSON response with message comment successfully added from this create method, and the data will be blank object. And then let's open our block comment.out.js file, and then let's import our block comment controller here. And our add comment API endpoint will execute block comment controller's create method. Now let's test this endpoint from Postman. From Postman, let's open a new tab, and then let's provide the request URL, which will be our base URL /blog id as a route parameter. Let's take an ID from our getblocks API endpoint and pass it as a route parameter to our add comment API endpoint, and then let's provide comment/create, and route method will be post. Let's execute this endpoint. You see, now we are getting a JSON response with message please log in to continue, because we need to provide API token through authorization header. We can generate API token with the help of login API, and I am generating the token for this user. Let's copy the token from here and paste it inside this authorization value and execute this endpoint again. You see, now we are getting JSON response with message comment successfully added, which I returned from this block comment controller's create method. Now inside this create method, I'll create a new variable called blog underscore id, where I'll store the blog id which is present inside our request URL as a route parameter, and we can get route parameter data with the help of request params object, and the parameter name is blog underscore id. And then I'll check is this blog id is present inside our blog collection or not. So first of all, I'll import our blog model inside our blog comment controller, and I'll also import our blog comment model inside our blog comment controller, and we can find the blog from our blogs collection with the help of blog models find one method. And inside this find one method, you need to provide the condition inside an object. So I'll provide underscore id, this blog id, and this will return as a promise, so that we can use async await or we can use callback method to get the data. I'm going to use callback method to get the data, and we'll get block data inside this callback method, and if any error occurs then we can get the error inside this catch block, and if any error occurs then I'll return a JSON response with the error data from this catch block. And inside this callback method I will check if no block found, then I will return a JSON response with message no block found. And if block found with this block ID inside our block collection, then I'll add validations for our comment field. Before that, I'll add some code here to check is this block ID a valid mongoose ID or not. So we can check an ID a valid mongoose ID or not with the help of mongoose types object ID is valid method. So I'll put this code inside our create method, and this will return us true if this block ID a valid mongoose ID, and this will return us false if this block ID is not a mongoose, if this block ID is not a valid mongoose ID. Okay, and if this block ID is not a valid mongoose ID, then we'll return a JSON response with message invalid block ID. Because we are using mongoose library here, so let's import mongoose library here and store it to a variable called mongoose. And then inside this else block I'll add validations for our comment field. Okay, before that let's check this endpoint again. Let's provide incorrect mongoose ID as a parameter here. You see we are getting invalid block ID. Okay, now let's provide valid block ID here, and then let's add validation rules inside this else block for the comment field, and I'll remove this code from here and I'll put this inside this else block. And we already added validation rules for our block fields inside our block controllers create method. So if I check our block controllers create method, you see we already added validation rules with the help of node input validator package. So let's import validator from node input validator package inside our block comment controller. We can check node input validator package documentation, or you can follow this series for validations. Now I'm going to add validations for our comment field. During comment addition we need only comment field. So I'll add validation rules for our comment field only inside this else block with the help of this validator. So during comment addition we need only comment field which is required, and we can check validation passes or not with the help of vcheck method, and we are using await inside this callback method, so that I need to add async before this callback method so that we can use await inside this callback method. Also need to add async before this create method also. Now if validation fails, then I'll return a JSON response with status code 422 with error messages. Now let's execute our add comment API endpoint again from Postman. You see now we are getting validation error messages in the JSON response. Okay, so let's provide comment field. Let's provide a comment here and execute this endpoint. Now it's returning JSON response with message comment successfully added, and it is returning from this else block. That means our validation passes, and if validation passes, then we store the comment data to our block comments collection, right, with the help of block comment model. So let's create a new document for the block comment data. So I'll create a new document for our comment data, and I'll store it to a variable called new comment data or new comment document, and we can create the document with the help of block comment model. And I'm going to store comment data to our block comment collection for the comment, and we'll get that from request body object. and we are providing the comment data to this comment field. So provide request body comment here, and then we need to store the blog ID, and we already stored the blog ID to this blog underscore ID variable, and then we need to provide the user ID for the comment, and this will be request dot user dot underscore ID. We will get currently authenticated user data from request user key, because our add comment API endpoint is protected, so that an user need to provide API token through authorization header to add a comment. Then only we can get currently authenticated user data from this request user key. Okay, now we need to save the data, right? So we'll call new comment document dot save method. This will store the data to our block comment collection, and this will return as a promise. So I'll use await here, and I'll store newly added comment data to a variable called comment data, and then after storing the comment data, I'll update our block collection. Okay, we are going to store this newly created comment ID to our block collection blog underscore comments array. We don't have any field inside our blog model called blog underscore comments, so I'll add a new field called blog underscore comments inside our blog model, and this will be an array, and the type of the each record will be Mongo schema types object ID, and this will be the reference to the underscore ID field of our block comment model. Okay, and after storing the comment data, I'll update the blog record, right? So we can update the blog record with the help of blog model update on method, and inside this update on method we need to provide the condition. I'm going to update the blog of this ID, so I'll provide a condition underscore ID is equal to blog ID, and in the second parameter we need to provide the data, whatever the data we want to update for the blog, and I'm going to push newly created comment ID to this block comments array of our block model, right? So that's why I'm providing newly created comment ID value here, so that we can push the newly created comment ID to this blog underscore comments array of our blog model, and this will return as a promise. So I'll use await here, and after updating the blog data, I'll return a JSON response with message comment successfully added, and I'll return newly created comment data from this JSON response. Okay, now let's execute this endpoint again. You see, now we are getting a JSON response with message comment successfully added, and we are getting the newly created comment data in the JSON response. Now if I refresh our database, now we have a new collection inside our database called blog comments, and we have a new comment for this blog ID. And if I refresh our blog collection, and if I check the last blog, you see we successfully stored newly created comment ID to this blog underscore comments array of this blog. So our add comment API is successfully created, but I forget to add one thing. I'm gonna make a try catch block inside this else block, and I'll put all this code inside this try block, and if any error occurs from this try block, then I'll return a JSON response with error data from this catch block. So first of all, let's put a return JSON response inside this catch block with the error data, and then I'll put all of this code inside this catch block. Okay, so let's copy all of this code from here and put it inside this try block, so that we can catch the error if any error occurs. That's it. Now let's add another comment. You see, comment successfully added. So our add comment API is successfully working. In the next lecture, I'm going to create an API endpoint to get list of comments for a particular blog. So stay connected.